Guys, good morning all. I have shared my screen. Can one confirm you can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I could see very less strength. Don't know the reason. Okay, fine. So the last session, guys, I think I was discussing about uh, how to render the object into the UI and array of objects concepts and the events, right? So we discussed the on-click event. And then how explain what is state and what is use state. So let's quickly go through the state and use state one more time. So what do you mean by state, guys? What do you understood by state? Anyone?
It is a hook, sir.
Correct. A state is nothing but it's just a variable. And what is use state?
The other to initialize and update the
Initialize the
state.
variable.
So use state is a hook. It is used to update the your state value, right? So that's what the understanding about the last session. Okay, so I compared you guys the way we create JavaScript variables with the React variables. Okay, so in React, a variable will be created by using the use state. So can anyone just unmute and tell me the syntax of the use state? Just syntax.
Let
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 brackets ID, comma, set ID.
you should say a state variable, correct? Right? State variable name, and yeah, this is the first parameter. I mean first value, comma.
let
Set
Yeah, you should just add a set keyword before it, right? And you should say this is state set state variable name and equal to
use state
use state and
what
inside the
value.
value.
parentheses. Yeah, you should say a initial value. What value you want to supply to this variable initial value that you have to give it. Okay, so that's all about the last session. Maybe I want to go with one more quick example again today. Okay, so I'll be creating one file. The file name something component A. Okay, guys, I was creating the component name itself, component A, right? And yeah, do default. Sorry, my bad. Export default function name is component A, right? So here if I want to create a variable, right? So you'll be creating this way. So I'll be creating let I'm creating a variable. The variable name is message. And then, yeah, what will be the second parameter? If the variable name is
Set
message,
messages. Set
correct.
message.
So, yeah, set M capital, okay, and equal to, should say, use state. Actually, you need not to import manually, okay. When you type USC state, it will show you the intelligence, right? Just click on the intelligence, automatically, guys, it will be imported, okay. You need not to worry about it. Now, I'll be printing a message that is, welcome from welcome from a component. Welcome from a component. This is a message, adopted. And guys, tell me, how do I display this message using JSX? How do I display this message using JSX? You should say return. Use a block level element and inside it use any tag which will display this. So I'll be printing a message here directly. The message is this way. You can print the message. Okay, I was nothing doing here. I just was displaying the message. Now guys, how do I use this component A in app.js?
Import
See, other way also there. Other way is line number 7. Okay, line number 7. The name is component, right? Just say component A. Guys, if you type it, it will come automatically. Okay. And see, still we have not imported on the top. Okay, that's what I was explaining. You need not to import explicitly. So if you just say less than and write your component, the Visual Studio Code definitely show you the intelligence. So if it is appear to you, just click enter. Line number 1G automatically. It's imported. Okay. Let me do self close, or yeah, you can close this way also. Yeah. Now I did the save, and to start the application we do npm start. So let's do npm start, and the expectation was you'll get a one message. Yeah, let's wait, guys. There's a reason is there why I have explained this program today. Functional component. See, guys. First you can see app component, and then you can see a message something welcome from a component. Correct. Now this component, guys, what are the component we created now? Component A. This is created by using functions, right? Now there are two different ways to create the components. I hope you recall. So using functions you can create, and also using class also you can create. So now I'll be diving how to create a component by using classes, guys. And to understand next 5 to 10 minutes concept, you should have a knowledge on OOPS. Okay, maybe in a Python or Java. Even if you don't have it also, no worry. You need not to buy hard this next 5 to 10 minute session, but have a look how complexity if you want to do the same thing with class component. See, we did something with functional component, right? Okay, we did something functional component. Now I'll be showing you same thing how we can do by using function class component. Okay, so yeah, I'll be creating a file as usual. So the file name is component B. Okay, .js only you have to give it. No change, giving the file extension. Here, here, you should not write a function, you should use a class. And your export default will be as usual. Okay, but instead of function keyword, you have to use a class keyword. Instead of function keyword, you have to use a class keyword. And yeah, your component name is component B, component B. And here, guys, to understand what is this class, you should have a knowledge on encapsulation. Okay, so that's a point number one. Maybe you can note down if you're not started your roots. If you want to know what is class, definitely you should know what is encapsulation. And the rule number two is to create a component. Okay, you should extend a ready-made component class, guys, like this. You should import it. Okay, you should extend component. Now, again, you have a doubt here. Sir, what is extends? Yeah, if you want to know what is extends, you should have a knowledge on inheritance in OOPS concepts. I'll repeat, if you want to know what is class, you should have a knowledge on encapsulation. You should know, if you want to know what is extend, again, you have to learn a concept called inheritance. And then, guys, here, you have to override one function. You have to override one function. The function name is something, render. Sir, what am I overriding? Yeah, then friendly, you have to learn a concept called polymorph. So what I was saying, you guys, if you want to write a class component in React, you should learn entire OOPS. Then only you can able to write it. Okay. And now you have a doubt, sir, what about the variable? Like message is a variable we created in functional component. No, sir, how we created? So here, this is little bit tricky. So I'll be explaining now how to do that. First, you have to write a constructor. Yeah, with the same name, constructor. Constructor, you have to write it. And there, guys, you have to use, a keyword called super with something, props. Okay. And then, guys, you should say this dot state is dot. Yeah, the variable name, guys, you can write it now. So the variable name is message. And there you can write a message something, welcome from component B. Please don't ask the question what is constructor and what is super and all, because they are all from OOPS concept. Okay. Now final line, guys, in line render function. Yeah, as it is, you have to use a ready-made function called render. It's a concept of overriding. Okay, again, if you want to know what is constructor, again, you should know what is encapsulation. Again, this keyword also part of encapsulation. Super keyword is also part of inheritance. Okay, and in final, guys, in return render, still again you have to return same thing as the JSX. And this is same. This is same. You have to return a JSX. And let me take again, some H4. And here, guys, again, same square braces, but here, guys, you should use this dot state dot message, guys, you have to use it. Directly cannot access message. You should say definitely this dot state dot message. And yeah, my component creation was done by using class. I know you feel difficulty here to understand this. Yeah, let's quickly use this component B in my parent component. Parent component. As I explained, just type less than component. It will show the intelligence. As soon as you click on OK, okay, the import will be automatically done in line number 2C. Okay. Showing some message props is not defined. Yeah, maybe how to remove this. Even I don't recall the class component because I know I was not using the class component. Even in project perspection, always will recommend to functional component. Still, it has some message. Cannot set properties to message. Wait. This dot set dot message. I do recall equal to we have to do this, and there. This is key value pair. I think we have to represent. That's what I recall. Okay. Let's check it. Yeah. So guys, you know what I did? Line number 8, if you see, this dot state is nothing but current object. And for the current object, there's a key and there's a value. There's a key and there's a value. If you want to access it, yeah, you have to access this way. Please don't, ask me to decode this all. If you really want to understand this, you should have a knowledge on encapsulation, then inheritance, then polymorphism, everything you should have a context case. Now, if you see the output, this will be the, almost, we are getting the same output. But guys, if you see the code comparison, which one you feel difficult, which one you feel, easy? Class or functional component now, tell me.
Function.
Definitely functional component will be easy. Learning functions in JavaScript, hardly it will take 1 hour. But learning OOPS concept, it will take definitely, minimum 5 to 10 sessions, guys. If you want to learn OOPS concept, even in Java or Python. Those who are from Java, Python background, if you already finished the OOPS, you know how much time it has taken for you. Okay. But what I was explaining today, a component can be created in 2 ways: by using class component, by using functional component. But if you, the earlier React coding, earlier React coding, they will use only class component. They'll use always, class component, and you can see the class component complexity. We have to write lengthy of code, guys. So I maybe go with line by line one more time. Line number 1, you have, instead of function, you have to create a class. Rule number 2, you have to extend a component class. And if you extend this component, there's a ready-made function is there. The function you have to override. It's a polymorphism concept. And definitely should declare a constructor with empty super. So empty super will call the constructor of component. And inside the constructor only, we have to initialize the object of the current class component. So here, for the current class object, we are declaring a property called message, and its value is welcome from component B. And if you want to access it, yeah, you should not directly access message. You should say this dot state dot message only. Even if I explain 10 times, you cannot understand until unless if you know OOPS concepts. But those who know, I think you have a context on it. Okay. Guys, make sense the difference between functional and class component?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Here, in both programs, listen carefully. As I told you, whenever a React has introduced, the developer used to write the code by using class component only. Just an instance, guys, if you want to know a concept called state, if you want to learn a concept called state, this piece of logic, guys, you have to write it. This many lines of code, you have to write it. See, yeah, this many lines of code, you have to write. Just you can count it around, 12 lines of code you have to write. If you want to know a concept called state, one concept is state. Now later, the one who introduced React, they realized that, this will become very complex for the new developers to learn the concepts and to understand the existing project code. And then they come up with a concept called hooks, guys. Okay, I'll repeat one more time. Earlier, the developer used to write everything using class component. One example is there's a concept called state. If you want to store a variable data in a state, if you want to store a variable value, sorry, if you want to store a value in a variable, this much of code you have to write it. And later, the one who introduced the React, they realized that it will be very toughest for a fresher or experience to understand the existing logic. And then the one who introduced React, they come up with a one more idea called hooks, HOOK, hooks. So a hook is a replacement concept of class component in functional component. I'll repeat one more time. A hook is nothing but hooks are nothing but functional component logics. Sorry, class component logics. But this much of code you need not to write it. With minimal code, you can complete the same requirement by using a concept called hooks. Now let's go to the component A. Now line number 4, you're using a concept called useState, right? This useState is a replacement of this class component entire code. That's what I mean by hooks. If I say hook, guys, if I say hook, what do you need to understand? Okay, there's a concept in class component. It has taken a lot of code. That's the reason they come up with the idea called something, hooks. That's what you need to understand. So use state is one example. Next concept, you'll see something, use effect. Okay, use callback, like, and use context. Like that, we'll be discussing, more hooks, guys. If I say hooks, the only point you need to remember that it's a replacement concept of class component. Makes sense? Please confirm everyone. What is hook in React? Guys, please confirm. I was still waiting for your acknowledgement.
Hook is a replacement component of class component.
Right. I'll have some notes. I'll spend more 5 minutes, to wrap up this everything. See, this is the today class one I'll be sending. Guys, if you see the question I given, what are components in React? So the first point, if you see, components are building blocks of your UI. How many types? There are 2 types. What are they? Class component, functional component. Class components are older way. Functional components are new and preferred way. Now let's go with the class component. So this is the older way of writing components using JavaScript classes. And the key features was you should use class keyword. I just now shown you. You should extend a component, right? And you have to write a state inside the constructor. And if you want to use any variable values, you have to say this dot state is equal to, in flower basis, you should give key value paste that. And even if you want to use props also, this way you can use it. And there's a concept called life cycle of a component. There's a concept called life cycle of a component that I'll be discussing in future concepts. So there, guys, we'll use a method called something, component did mount, component did update, kind of, life cycle method we use it. And one example is there on the down, because I already have explained this example. I mean, we need not to focus this. Let's focus on functional component. Yeah, from day one, we will practicing the same, right? See, this is the newer and more common way using JavaScript functions. So key features, if you see, you just need to write a ordinary function in JavaScript, and easier and shorter to write. And uses of use state, use effect, and other hooks for features like state and lifecycle. No, this keyword is required because in class component I use this keyword, but in functional we need not to use it. Guys, this is the simple example. Okay, I think I already covered. Yeah, let's focus on, guys, the main differences. If you see syntax wise, if you see, in class component you should class keyword, in functional keyword you should use function keyword. And state management, guys, here you should this dot state, but here we should use state hook. And if it is a life cycle, we use component did mount, component did update, but here, guys, we use effect. And this keyword is not required in functional, but it is required in class. Code length, see, it will become more, performance also less, and the preferred way is functional component only. And the last thing you should know, what is hook. See, guys, this is the point I have collected. See, a hook is a special function that lets you hook into the React features. And if you see line number 135, before hooks, only class components could use state and lifecycle concepts. That's what I was telling. No, before functional component, everything they written by using class components only. But now they created some ready-made function which are replacement of your class component. That's what we have to call as hooks. So why we use hooks is we can reuse the logics and no need to write length of code, and easily we can understand the things. Yeah, these are the hooks guys we'll be discussing in future concept. We finished the use state. Yeah, I'll be discussing remaining also in upcoming session. Guys, you have a context now. What is different between class component and functional component, and what are the hooks in React? If not, please let me know. Is everything clear?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Hey, can I get some thumbs up symbols, please? Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. I think then, we'll be going a new concept today, something, props. Okay. I'll be discussing a new concept, something of props. I covered two concepts so far. So I'll be discussing what is props. States and props are a common interview question, guys, for freshers. What is state and what is props? So what I'll be doing now, I'll be going to the app.js. Okay, I'll be going to the app.js. I'll be removing this component A, component B, or else yeah, we can keep this way also. But let's go with a meaningful example. So now I'll be not using any components. This is a root component only. So you can still see the output. You can see only app component output. Okay. So here, guys, I'll be creating one component. The component name is employee. Employee.js. Employee.js. Export default function employee and say let employee ID, and you should say set ID, right? And equal to use state and say 101 101 and let name comma. Guys, you following, right? Guys, you are following, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then later on, yeah, I'll be rendering this all. Sorry, should return a JSX. Should return on JSX. Yeah, I'll be not writing anything here, time being. Okay, I'll be not writing anything here. And yeah, this employee has one more field called I was taking something, address. So what I was doing, I was creating address is also as a one more component. Okay, address is also one more component. I'll tell you the reason. Export default function address let house number comma set house number equal to use state of 123, and let's quickly take one more city. Okay, we'll be taking only this. Okay, so I think this is clear everyone. And what I'll be doing, I'll be return a JSX, and there I'll be printing H1 employee data is okay. Employee data is guys carefully observe. I was not printing everything here. I'll be printing only house number house number. Yeah, you know how to print it. House number. Yeah, city. Okay, right. How many components are there in my code now? Forget about component ABs. But yeah, how many components are there?
2.
Two components are there. Okay. So now, guys, what I'll be doing in app.js, I was declaring here app.js, I was declaring employee. So what it means? Which one is parent? Which one is child here?
App dot
Which one?
is parent.
App
Employees.
component is a parent, and for the app component, employee is a child, right? I think here there is no queries for everyone, I believe. Now go to the employee, okay? Go to employee, and inside the employee, guys, line number 9, what I was doing, I'll be using address. What it means?
Employee is
The
parent of
parent address is a child.
Nice, nice. So I want to show this as it is through, a diagrammatical point of view, so that my concept is easy to inject. In a moment. This is your app, red one. Yeah, this is your child, and let me use blue. Okay, yeah. So let's give it names for it. This is your app.js, nothing but app component, and this is your employee component, the green color one, and this is your address. So this is what we did at the code. See, I think one more time I'll explain. See, in app.js, for app.js, I'm making its child to employee, and in employee.js, I'm making employee as a parent and child is address. Now, if you see this output, guys, yeah, you can see house number and city. But guys, here is employee ID and name is displaying or not?
No.
No. But where you declared employee ID and name? In app component or employee component or address component? Okay. The question is where you declare this ID and name? In
Employee
app or employee? For employee, component,
employee
what is the relationship of address?
child.
Address is a child, employee is a parent, right? Address is a child, and address is a child, employee is a parent. Now, guys, the use case is the use case is, sir, I want to send or I want to pass some data from parent component to child component. I want to pass some information from parent component to child component. Then, guys, you have to use a concept called something, props. So, a props in React, the way to send a data from parent component to child component. Am I clear? What is props?
Yes,
Guys,
sir.
now employee is a parent. If child is address, right? Now I'll be sending ID and name to the address component, guys, from employee. I'll repeat, employee is a parent here, address is its child, ID name are the state of employee. Now I'll be sending the both data to the address by using a concept called props. Okay. And this, if you want to send the data, line number 10, address is a child, right? So here, guys, you have to give a key. Here you have to give a key. Here you have to give a key, and its value, guys. You have to give something, what value you want to send it. What value, you want to send it. So K1 is nothing but some key. K1 is nothing but some key, and ID, it's a value. Similarly, guys, K2 is a key. K2 is a one key, and its value something I was sending name. So, what I was doing here, employee is a parent has ID name, that parent ID and name, parent ID, I was storing in a box called K1, and employee name, I'm storing in a box called K2, that both K1 and K2, now accessible to the address. Now go to the address, sir, how do I access them? Can I access them directly? Maybe, your assumption was, sir, can I access directly? Like, ID is, ID is, can I access ID like this? Maybe your assumption is, because you're storing the ID in K1, right? Sir, can I access K1 here? Yeah, I'll tell you guys, are able to access this K1 or not, because in K1, K2, you're holding this data from the parent, right? So let's take a name, and here also let's take something K2. So guys, definitely, you're getting the errors. Because if you see in employee, you're sending it with K1 and K2, you're sending it. But in address, I mean, nothing but child component, you cannot access directly. You cannot access directly. Line number 3, in parenthesis, generally what we declare? Line number 3 in parenthesis.
Arguments.
Are
Arguments.
are you sure arguments or parameters?
Parameter.
Parameters can.
Properties.
Now, yes, now guys, you have to use a parameter name called something, props, and that K1 you should access with props dot K1, and here also guys, you should access something of props dot K2. This is what guys, you can able to access, the parent data to the child component. Now let's go to your UI and guys have a look. Is data is coming? Guys, is
Yes,
data is
sir.
coming?
Yes, sir.
But tell me how this data is, I mean, from where this data is coming? Is it from address
Child
component?
component.
Yes, yes, yes. Guys, this entire message, you written everything inside the child component. See, employee data, everything you're writing in address component. But here, how this K1 and K2 is coming? K1 and K2 you're accessing through props. How this props is taking data? Because line number 10, you're passing, individual variables into, individual keys. So generally we use the terminology keys. If you want to access this K1 in child, you should say props.K1. If you want to access name, yeah, you should say props.K2. That way, you can access. This is a concept called something of props in React. Can anyone unmute and tell me what is props? What do you understood? What do you understood?
Is used
Props
to
is used to send
Hmm.
data from
value
parent
from
component to
parentage
child component.
That's it. That's it. Okay. Yeah. So I have a small notes. We can spend more 2 minutes here. If you see, there's the notes, guys. Props definition is props stands for properties. Okay, it's a way to pass data from parent component to child component React. They are immutable, meaning their values cannot be changed by its child components. Guys, do you know in C language, sorry, not in C, in Java or Python, there's a concept called mutable and immutable objects in
Yes, sir.
both Java and Python. Mutable objects means mutable objects means their values can be changed. Immutable objects means their values cannot be changed. Okay. Now here, what they're telling us, the second point here. Once we send data from parent to child, once we send data from parent to child via props, a child don't have a privileges to changing it. Okay, that's what the second point is. They are immutable, mean their values cannot be changed by its childs.
Sir.
Sorry guys, I'm back. My network was just now restored. I'm sharing my screen. Can one confirm you can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I was saying is the advantage of the props, if you see, they are read only. What do you mean by read only? I just now explained. Read only means what?
You cannot modify.
We cannot
Very
mod.
simple example.
Yes, sir.
If I send you a PDF, did you modify the PDF?
No, sir.
No.
So yeah, this is something, same concept. In from parent to child, if you send something, a child can just only read, a child cannot update the parent data. Now, unidirectional data flow is nothing but, yeah, you can pass data from parent one to parent A to, component A to B, component B to C, component C to D, like that, you can send the data. That's what unidirectional data flow. And here, guys, it's, dynamic in the sense, yeah, props can be of any data type, such as strings, numbers, arrays, objects, anything. It means whatever saying no. And if you see the previous example, yeah, if you go to the employee, what I was sending, yeah, if you see address is a child component, ID is a number, right? Name is a string, right? Like that, you can send number, strings, arrays, objects also to the child components. That's what they're telling, they're dynamic in nature. They are, dynamic in nature. Up to here, clear, everyone?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, in address.js, we can import employee.js.
No, see, you are not imported anywhere, correct?
Yes,
Line
sir.
number 3, just see through
We're
prop.
using props.
Just through props. Line number 10, 11, if you see, through props dot, K1, K2 only we are accessing. We are not at all importing the parent in child. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Next 10 minutes, yes, I'll be explaining the real-time use case of the props. It could be a dummy example, whatever I explain. In next 10 minutes, I'll be explaining a real-time use case. Okay. So, guys, does that make sense, everyone? So far, whatever I explained. Props. All good?
Yes,
I
sir.
don't hear. Okay. Fine. Let's go to app.js. I'll segregate this all the code and I'll send you, concept by concept. Okay, don't worry. Okay. Okay. So let me go with I'll write the code. Just help me what I was doing. Okay. What I was doing? Hey,
Creating a JS.
sorry, creating maybe photo.js and yeah, what I was doing is here.
Creating a function.
Creating a module.
No. I should say, sir, you're creating a functional component. Okay. Okay, you're creating a functional component. Okay. Now, return returning a div. I give an ID div1. I'll tell you the reason why I given an ID. And then, guys, you remember this? Hey, line number 5. Do you remember this?
Yes, sir. Image tag.
Tell me the attributes.
Source.
Okay. Okay. Source. What else? Height.
Height. Width.
Okay. Width. Okay. Yeah. We have some alternate text and title also. Yeah. You can ignore. You can ignore. But I'll be printing, a photo here. And as the ID I given something D1. I'll be going to index.js. Sorry, index.css. Let's take a div1. Okay. And I'll be giving height to 100 pixel. Okay. Yeah. Width to Height, width, right? Okay, let me take 75 pixel, 75 pixel. Now be giving border of 3 pixel solid with a red color border. Okay. Okay. So guys, what I was doing in photo.js, I was printing the image inside the div. Okay. I was printing the image inside the div. For the div, I given a red color border with some height and width. Okay. And yeah, I have not given, SRC height, I mean, suits height and width. So what I'll be doing, let image source equal, I'll take one online image. Okay. I'll take one online image. Next, let img, wait, guys, these are my variables. Okay. Component variable, image head. I'll be taking something more, 50 pixel, 50 pixel. Guys, am I audible? Guys, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. In between it will, breaking. Yeah. Guys, here also I'll taking something, 50 pixel. Guys, you remember in SRC place, we can use a variable name, right? Guys, are you following?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is img height and img width. Okay. I think up to here clear everyone. Let me take one online image. Let me take the zoom image only. Copy image link. Okay. I'll be pasting here. I'll be pasting here. Okay. So I think this is everyone clear, I believe. Okay. Now guys, if you see here, I taken an image source height and width, and in a JSX, I created a div. Inside the div, I was printing the image. For the div, I given some red color border. Now in app component, okay, in app component, let's imagine this is something gallery, guys. Okay, galleries. Now definitely, what we need to do here is we have to, if you want to print photo, yeah, if you want to print a photo, yeah, this way, guys, you'll write the code, correct? So let's save and run. Let's save and run and go back. Guys, you can see a zoom image. But why this? Oh, just tell me what is the mistake I did?
Sir, you selected star, no, sir. It will select all.
No, one mistake I
ID
did.
selector, sir. ID.
Yes, 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 yes. I did not use the hash. See, guys, you understood this? Guys, you understood this?
Oh, yes.
Uh, Guys, what I did now, I'll repeat one more time. I created a photo component, okay? And what I written a div, I mean a JSX, in JSX, I was written a div, and div red color border I given. Inside the image, 50 height and 50 width I given, okay? Okay. Now in app.js, yeah, line number 11, I was using a photo is a chat to the app. Okay, I'll repeat. I was using photo is a child to the app component parent. You understood what I was saying?
Yes, sir.
Now, guys, now the very important thing here is we hard coded the image source height and width inside the child component, correct? But now my requirement is I want to send, okay, I want to send image URL, okay, I want to send the image URL, okay, and let's say this img1, okay, and this is something img1 height, yeah, 50 pixel. So now I decided to send with img1 width is equal to, in single quotes, I'll be writing now 50 pixel. Guys, now my requirement is App is parent component now. Agree?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Inside it, I created three variables. Actually, should not do this variable creation this way. How to create, states actually, but I created, using JavaScript way. Now my requirement is a parent, photo is a child, right? Now I want to send this three to photo guys. I mean child. How can I send it?
Create it prior to the image and
Yeah,
create
what should I write? Just say key.
keys.
Okay. Key is equal to,
Props dot image URL.
yeah, first send URL and then
Image height.
correct image one height.
Image on heads.
Then K3 image one width. Now we are sending three
No,
keys, right? We are sending three keys. Now tell me how this photo will retrieve it.
props inside the function
Mm.
parameters.
Line
Props.
number one in
Props.
parameters you have to use the props. Next,
Props
Create
dot
one more image.
guys, actually, this is, this URL is coming from props, right? So
yes, sir.
simply you can say
Props
prop
dot K1.
dot K1. Nice. Props dot K1. This is
Props dot K2.
props dot K2. And this is
Props dot K3.
prop dot K3. Okay. Now let's run it. And guys, have a look. Is output has changed? No, right? Same output, right?
No.
I'll repeat the code what I did. App is a parent. Okay. And I created three variables. And the three variable I'm sending to, it's a child component. The child component is photo. With keys K1, K2, K3. Now in photo.js, it's a child component, right? To receive the parent data into child, we have to use the props. Now see, props.k1, k2, k3, and that k1, k2, k3 values, I was giving to the original image. Original image. Now line number 15, this is printing one photo, right? Yeah, this is printing one photo, right? I just copying and pasting it. I'll just, copying it and pasting it. What will happen? What will happen if I do a copy paste? One more photo will display, no? You understood?
Yes, sir.
Guys, now I'll be creating now. Let one more image to URL. I'll be taking some image to URL, and there I'll take one more online image. Yeah. So I copied this link. Now instead of this one URL, I'll be using two URL now. Now second photo, what will be printed? The second photo will be printed this image, right? So what I'll be doing now, I'll be taking one more image. Copy image link, go to the code base, let img3 URL, double quotes, I was pasting this, and now image3 URL. I'll ask some questions here. Yeah, I'm almost done. And I'm almost done what I want to, explain. Now, guys, you can see it. Now, now question is, guys, these three red colors are nothing but we know they are all one component duplication only. Agree? One component
Yes, sir.
duplication only. And tell me that one component, how many times you created it? This photo component, how many times you
Only
created it?
once.
Only once.
Only once.
And that you are using 3 times in the parent component, right? Line number 18, 19, 20. But whenever you are using this photo component 3 times, are you using same data or are you using the different data?
Different
Different
data.
data.
Nice. 3 different data. So the purpose of the props is once you created any component, that component you can duplicate n number of times and you can work with any type of data. That you can work with, any type of data. That's, the real use case of props. I can show you one more, a best example now. Okay. Yeah, this is almost will matching with my scenario now. Now, guys, if you see, this is a project related, use case, guys, I was taking because I have seen the code base of this big basket. Now, guys, are able to see this, which I'm making in a blue color border. This is a photo, guys, that I created a child component. Point number 1 is clear.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Hey, not only photo, here a lot of things are there. Like, it's a veg or non-veg, ETA, okay, what's the brand, pack size, and, MRP and MOP, and if there's a button. But focus on the loop. In React, this component is created only once. The photo component is created only once. I should not say photo, I should say product here, or can say PDP. PDP stands for product display page. So this is one PDP component which I'm showing you in a blue color box. This blue color box is nothing but one PDP component, and a UI developer will create this component only once. And if you see now how many times you are using this component, 2, 3, 4. 4 times you are using the same component, but you are passing different data. So where this data is coming? This data is coming from its parent component. These are all child components, guys. Photo, 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 photo. For all photos, images are changing. Offers are changing. Right? ETA is changing, and ratings are changing. Right? MOP, MRP price is also going to be changing. These are all data coming from its parent, guys. Like how I was doing here in this example. This is one of the real-time use case of props, guys. So if you see, prop photo is a one child component you created only once, and that photo component you are using 3 times in parent component, and you are keep on changing the data. This is one of the real-time use case of props. Does that make sense, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think I'm done, guys. What is props and the benefit of the props? Even if you want to watch, not watch, if you want to see more, go to the official website of React. Yeah, there's an official website is there. That is a official website, react.dev. So if you go, guys, can you see here? Guys, they created a one video component. Okay, they created a one video component. Right side you can see there's a video component. And what video component consists? It has height, weight, and like symbol, and the URL. Now if you scroll down, now right side can you see how many videos are there? 3 videos. 3 videos are having same height and width, same heart symbol, same but they are having an individual the respective URL to play. But what I was saying, this is the best example I can say. Video they created only once, and they're using this video inside the video list. Can you focus on left side code, please? Function name is video. Guys, this is another way to declare a props. Maybe I'll explain this example maybe tomorrow again. This is another way to declare a props. Okay, if you see function name is video. Okay, it means right side if you see one video component is created. Now scroll down. Now can you see a function name is video list. Inside the video list, can you see here, guys, what they are using? They are using video only. I just explained, no, parent to child component. So this is a child component, and video is a child component. And see the key is one is ID, and second key is video, and this is when pass the data from parent to child. Here parent is video list, and child is video, guys. And yeah, this is another way to declare a props. Instead of using props, you can also use this symbol. With this symbol also, I'll explain one more example maybe in the next session. Okay, that's all for today. So I planned only the 3 concepts today: types of component, and what is mean by hook, and what are the props, and how to use the props. Is all good?
Yes, sir.
Okay then. Thanks for attending the session, guys. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Have a happy
There is any class tomorrow, sir?